What's up, savages? I'm going on an Easter egg hunt this weekend. Yeah, I know. It's pretty badass. And that means I'm going to slap a GoPro onto my head and I'm going to be throwing little kids out of my way as if they don't even exist, because technically they don't. But my main reason why I'm going to try my ass off is because I'm tired of this everyone gets a trophy bullshit. People need to accept the fact that there's losers. And if you suck, you're a loser. That's what we do. We like to crush egos at a very young age so they're scarred forever. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ghanai's Thoughts, brought to you by my nutrition. I am Ghanaian. Today, talking about MLG's draft yesterday. And if you don't know what the draft was, here's going to be a brief overview. I'm going to do it a disservice just because, how do you really explain it? So, I'm going into Season 2 of MLG's Call of Duty League, which is going to be basically it's less than a month long, but it's a league, which is kind of funny how we kind of look at it like that, But a month for Call of Duty teams is normally pretty long. So, looking at it, going into it, MLG said, we need to have substitutes just because people can't get on, people are going to get DDoS, people's internet's going to go out, there's going to be freak accidents, someone's going to get hit by a kangaroo and have his sternum just explode, which, whatever. So they decided to add subs, and one of the best ways they decided to do that, they said, let's make them draft them, and then we'll cover it live and try to turn this into a bigger and bigger and bigger sport, which was cool. It was cool to kind of watch, but there's just two things here. So, was it great for content? It was amazing, right? It was fantastic. Two, is it going to help those players who got drafted to get teams, top AM teams? I think it would. I think it should. And I just don't know how much of a carryover that is, but I think it's better if you're, let's take Ace, from Final Boss, for instance, right? Ace has got picked up by Complexity. If he really wanted to continue to play, he would be like, oh yeah, by the way, I got drafted by Complexity. Like, they know I'm decent, whatever. But the problem with Complexity is they drafted like McAsshole. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up, this is the draft order. And what you're going to see is basically exactly how it works. So Erupt had the number 1 pick overall, and they grabbed Killa. So Optic Nation was in it. All these players were in it. And it ended up working out. Somehow, Envy was able to draft Ray all the way down there at the 12th pick, which kind of blew my mind. But, when you look at the people above him, it kind of makes sense. I kind of figured one of the guys from Optic Nation would be going first overall. But now, here's my thing. Here is my entire thing. They put, and by they, I of course mean Major League Gaming. If I have one critique on Major League Gaming, they put more of an influence on drafts and subs than they did looking at the big picture of things, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm a thinker. This is a think tank, man. It's just a think tank. So this is what they've messed up, right? Putting emphasis on subs is cool, right? Like, I understand it's a great piece of content. Apparently they broke ad impressions in an hour. Congratulations, right? Like, that's badass. I'm glad Puckett's doing well at the ESR. But here's the reality of things. You have an event. You have 2 events within this season, assuming they don't do another little micro event. But micros, invite onlys, it's whatever. You have 2 events from now till Anaheim. What happens after every event? Teams break the fuck up. At Niagara, we are going to see another whirlwind of shit, and that's obviously where the subs come into play. But instead of worrying about the subs, if they would have said, you know what? We need to have another free agency or a roster trade period after Niagara, because these players, they just don't like sticking together, right? So if they would have introduced that, then instead what we would have seen is the ability to form a team for Niagara, hope to God it works out, and then if it fails, you then go in and say, okay, look, and let's just take FaZe Black, okay, because it's easiest. Let's take FaZe Black. FaZe Black comes in there, everyone is expecting them to get fucking top 4, top 3, top 2, possibly contend with Cole. They get fucking their shit stomped in by Vex. I'm talking just fucking rickrolled. Their families are disgusted with them. Formal gets excommunicated because his family's collectivistic because he's Asian, not to be racist, but that's how it works moving forward. And they're just like, okay, fuck this, right? And they want to break up. They break up. And then they know that they don't have to lose a spot and they don't have to grab a sub. I'm not saying the people who are substitutes are less skilled than the people on the Season 2 as a whole roster, but for the most part they are. Everyone in Season 2 leagues basically better than almost every single person in the open bracket or not in the season, however you want to word that. That's a fact. So if that happens, after every event, what happens is these pros all kind of get together and they sit there and they gossip like little girls. It's the craziest thing in the world, right? So they come together and they're like, hey, we should really team. Hey, you want to team? Because I think we'd be really good. We can grab him, and then we can grab him, and we'll be the team, right? And then the guy right here, who was like about to kiss him, swoops under and he goes and grabs someone else from another team and he's like, hey, this guy wants to fucking team with me. I think we can grab the 2 people he wants. We can grab the 2 people that he wants to fucking get. And then we can make our own team. And that's going to be 3 people. We'll go under like fucking Strictly Business or something. And then, you know what? We'll just grab another person because that's what happens. And everyone has this mindset. You know why? Because someone always wants to be the creative one. So they hear an idea and they're like, oh, that's a good team. I'm going to fuck it up by doing this. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fuck this up. So, taking that into consideration, right, if you just put in a trade period where, let's say, Dito shits the bed. Dito just shits the bed. And we want to trade Dito because I'm the captain of FaZe Black, which makes me censor. I'm censor. And I'm like, yeah, I want to trade Dito for protein shake. What's his name? Biceps. That's what I'm working today is fucking biceps. But I want to trade him for Sharp. And then TK is like, okay, fine. And they trade him, and then it's a full trade. Then it would make a little bit more sense. But if I'm on FaZe Black and I have to work with my subs who, let's see who FaZe Black got. They got Fear, Sender, Nifty, and Virus. Let's say Dito sucks. Fear is definitely a good pick. Like, round 1s are definitely good. So, I don't know. I would still rather trade with someone inside of Season 2 anyways, but I don't know. That's just my kind of spin on things. Other than that, I really thought the whole thing was good, and I just hit the wrong button, so whatever. We'll just kind of breeze over that one. I thought it was cool. I just think, you're looking at it, and by you, I mean, MLG's kind of looking at it as a way to make it, like, super, super professional without realizing the pro players aren't there mentally yet, which I think is a big deal. I think you have to kind of put in trade periods over free agents unless you're going to have everyone just be a free agent, because that's how Call of Duty works. Everyone's technically a free agent with just everyone. Anyone's up for grabs, and that's just the nature of the beast. So trade periods would have been awesome. Hopefully they put it in after Niagara, or else we're going to see a lot of subs playing at Anaheim. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy. Oh, by the way, it's Friday. Do something. Get the fuck out of your house. Jesus.